Slap News is back again, doing what we do best. Road to the Title. Season 2, Episode 6 is now finished. We had 2 matchups in it, and we got a preview of next week's show. Big Jeeves, what do you think of this episode?
Man, this was so far one of my favorite episodes. We saw some good strikes. There were a few, obviously, growing pains and stuff there, but still great strikes. I love the commentary from Dana a little bit more, so it was one of my favorite episodes so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's falling a little flat right now. I'm gonna play, contradictory here. We started out real strong. We were getting explosive knockouts, and I love Dana's commentary, like as you said, but some of these guys, I think I had higher expectations for, and I think Merlis was one of those guys. I was expecting for him to get an early round KO.
Yeah.
But Johnny proved that he has a chin.
Yeah, man. Watching this one go the distance, I was shocked with you because if you saw the pure numbers when they popped up this head-to-head on them, Merlis had way higher slap score than Johnny. And like you said, you were just expecting it to be, but man, Johnny's got quite the chin on him. I guess they're not testing those chins for the slap scores, huh?
Yeah. Well, we don't have Ding with us here today.
Yeah.
But we do know Ding was touting the water boy, Eviahn Scott. So now he's in hiding after that performance. Ding is out. Not to be found. He is out after making his prediction to be in the top 4 of the fantasy slap score on with Stat Hero. But Eviahn Scott and Manu going back against each other too in the second matchup. I know we're going to run it back. We're going to take a look at that. But overall, my man, I mean, the super heavyweights. The super heavyweights were getting a real mixed bag, and we're seeing how hard it is for these guys to really come in. And have we been sleeping on the Crazy Hawaiian? Is he actually a rare gem that we really don't appreciate in the moment, that we'll look back in 3-5 years later and appreciate the career that he's had?
That's a brilliant point, because like you said, we're starting to see what type of heavyweights are around, right? And he's set himself quite apart from the rest of the pack already. I think he is actively living out his legacy right now. That's a great point, Corey.
Totally. Yeah, I can't agree with you more on that for sure. But let's get into it. Let's bring in the first matchup. We've got Merlis Muusikus going up against Johnny Anderson.
Yeah, so we'll see it here. Like, quite a difference in the slap score. Quite a difference. Age as well. So it just... And height. Yeah, there you go. So I don't know. It just, Merlis had everything going for him going into this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Merlis looks the part, coming from Eastern Europe, he seems to have a very big heart, desire, and determination for this one. So, that first slap here didn't seem to be a lot on it. Obviously off the mark, slightly high, kind of slipped across the front. Didn't do any damage, to Merlis. I mean, Johnny Anderson, that kind of Montana guy, likes the outdoors, kind of like, average Joe American. So him getting up here, he's, proven that it definitely can be done, as we go here. And I mean, Merlis, in this contest, he's got a very unique windup.
I was going to say, does this sort of remind you of anything we've kind of seen before from a striker? Because it reminded me of someone, a sophomore, I'd say.
Alan Klingbeil?
There you go. Yes. Okay. So the windup was somewhat reminiscent of that new style that Klingbeil was trying out, but it seems like Merlis, well, aside from the club here, it seems like he's maybe made it work a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, he was clearly deep. I think that was the right call on that one for sure. So
good eye focus with Johnny. He keeps his eye on the opponent, and we've heard a lot of strikers say that, like, you got to keep your eye.
Yeah. So levels out here, we've got the 1 foul on each side for clubbing, back and forth. Like I said, we've seen 5-inch height difference between these two. See Johnny's arms a lot longer too. I think he's still standing a little bit too close to the table. I think he needs to back up and, take some of that bend of the elbow. But I don't know. Like I said, is it just Merlis's chin is great, or is Johnny just doesn't have the power? But it doesn't seem to be phasing. But we do see the fat lip though.
Yeah,
on Merlis. Interesting
that was
tactic by Johnny though. He almost looked like he was looking down and away before that slap was coming in.
I noticed this too when they lined him up on the close up. I'm wondering if that's a defensive technique. You're already ready for your role in a sense. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know.
But give him all the credit in the world. He gets up there. He's getting cleared. I mean, that one's a little deep too, but obviously it wasn't called that round. So it's, pretty even right now. But I mean, Johnny's getting up, man. And he's not staying down for long. He's getting the confidence of the head ref. And
he gets up with a smile on his face every time.
100%. 100%. So, yeah, there we go. So looking pretty even here going into the last round.
Very even, yeah.
That's not going to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem to be translating for Johnny.
Yeah.
A good hit.
That was probably his best hit. I think that's definitely his best strike yet. Most square on the jaw. So these guys here at middleweight.
Yeah, so they're coming for Azael and John in this division.
I mean, Johnny Anderson's a tall middleweight as it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Sits him down this time.
Listen, when I saw this, Corey, I kind of agreed with what Johnny did here. He took his chance. He grabbed his breath. He didn't pop right back up trying to do anything wild and jump around or anything.
I agree.
And, he collected himself before he got up, and he looked the ref right in the eyes when he did get up.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we've got Merlis coming in here, going on to round 2. For now, it seems like Johnny Anderson's going home. Merlis, somebody who I think a lot of us had high expectations. He had a really good slap score coming in. We know that they want to push the sport of power slap international.
Yeah.
So him coming from Estonia, coming from that Eastern European roots, and even as he said in his interview, there's not a lot of sports and celebrities and athletes coming out of Estonia.
For sure.
If he can come in and create a name for himself, it'll really help invigorate that entire region. So really, really great to see. We'll see. I mean, I think he's going to have to be better if he's going to try to get, guys like John Davis, but definitely, sure. A good first appearance, pulled out the victory, which, matters the most. He's moving on to round 2. And we're going to see him kind of keep on progressing here in a middleweight division that, I think is starving for, some attention. And so we'll see if Merlis is up to it or not. But let's get into the super heavyweight matchup for the second time around matchup of this particular one. So let's get that one rocking too. So we got Eviahn Scott going up against Makini Manu. What do you see at the tail of the tape?
Makini Manu, I think he's the biggest one so far and the shortest. So to see a man this big step up and perform like this, I love it. I love the super heavyweight division. It's been no joke. And this was the match that we got some of that commentary from Dana, so it really added a lot to this match.
Totally. Very, very different stylistically, the body types, eh? Like I know they both have football backgrounds, but one's more of like an interior lineman versus an end per se.
Yeah. And did Manu say XFL as well? Did I hear that correctly?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different type of football.
So
it's hard for these big guys, man, with all that weight to not move with it,
Yeah. I think that was a big moment for Eviahn Scott. Taking that first slap and seeing that he could. Manu didn't get all of it. His hand slipped across the front.
Yeah.
And they got him for stepping here.
It was very clear. He did a total stutter step, and then he's in a completely different position. Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah. But for Eviahn to take that, really proves his chin.
I was just going to hark on that point. Like, to take that hit, it's not just empowering for you, but it crushes your opponent that he wasn't able to take you out with potentially his best hit,
Totally.
So let's see what Eviahn can do.
Yeah. I mean, Eviahn's one of those prospects that I think we all want to like. I know Ding was very, very high on him, but we got to see him kind of show up here and show out. you can see how far back he's standing in the box too, almost as far back as you could get.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of rotation to his body, very loose, very limber body. You see him
Yeah.
here getting in his stance,
Yeah.
something we don't always see from the super heavies.
Ouch.
Quite
Not in a
disappointing.
good way.
Quite disappointing for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very low. I don't know if the
You know,
beard plays a factor of it.
the beard, and you made up a point of him standing at as far back on the box as he could.
Yeah.
In terms of like stability at that position, now I've never been at the table, I've never thrown a strike at the table, but I wonder if that caused him to lose his center of balance, being too far out of the box or too far in the back of the box.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think a lot of it is actually the makeup of Manu here. Like, the guy is just a bowling ball. Like, it's
Oh
very
yeah,
difficult to even tell where his chin and his neck versus his chest is.
he's
You
a
see
fridge.
how exactly.
The
Exactly.
boy's built like a fridge. But he's
Almost doesn't
definitely
have a
got
neck
that.
to him, man. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
so, but you see how high he has to reach, like, 5-inch, difference. It's almost like Manu can't even reach the actual palm of his hand. How quick he pays.
Man, they look like some beastly hits.
Yeah. But
So
Eviah's standing there too, man. But
yeah,
see,
he's eating them.
still a lot of fingertip there, man. He's
Yeah.
not. He's definitely not getting, into the palm.
A little back and forth there.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Great showmanship, great warriors back and forth in this one, man.
totally.
Hands down.
The finger thing, it kind of seems like it's just the makeup of the human. It's super heavy with the way their bodies are made. They're further from the table, and a guy like Manu with the short appendages, he can't fall over the table to strike. So
Yeah.
dang, Eviahn.
Yeah.
There's some energy from Manu.
I almost feel like Eviahn, he kind of has a stutter step in his swing that I think kills the momentum that he's trying to transfer from his, the rotation in his body a bit. It's not
And it
quite
seems like momentum and accuracy at this point.
Yeah, but 2 fouls, finish DQ.
This is
Manny
the
takes the
first.
victory.
And since they've put this rule in effect, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time we've seen it actually happen, correct?
No, I believe there was one other instance
Okay.
of 2 fouls, and I can't recall quite off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
I was racking my brain last night and it couldn't come to me. If you guys can
Yeah.
put it in the comments and remind us, because it's not coming to me right now.
Yeah, there definitely was one at one of the live events that
Okay.
we were at.
Yeah.
But I can't recall. I'm pretty sure it was the last power slap 5.
It had to have been, after the rule change. Yeah.
There was one that fouled out for sure. So
Yeah.
so there we are. We've got those 2 matchups in the book.
Yeah.
We didn't get a KO in either. We got a disqualification, and then we got a judge's decision, for Merlis, which I think was pretty unanimous across the board.
Mhm.
So, I think we're excited about both these guys. I mean,
Totally, man.
Makini Manu, how does he stack up against the other guys? Uncle Micah and guys like that are still in the house, Hayden as well. Be interesting to see how these guys kind of go forward. I think it's still kind of muddy, I guess, as to these super heavies. We know it's not incredibly deep. We know a lot of the guys in the rankings have losses on their belts. So wouldn't be too surprised if we see Eviahn Scott come back and get another chance to be able to fight, maybe on a tape fight, kind of an undercard fight to try to prove himself, to see if he can be there on the ranking. We may not see him at a live event, but I think the prospect is there and the potential.
We've seen a lot of strikers work their way out of being on those prelims to being on main cards. So it's a good look, even if you're on one of those, man.
Yeah, absolutely, my man. I know this one's going to be a short one this time around, but that was a recap for episode 6. As always, if you're not doing so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you can get notifications when we release new content, which we are doing continually here at Slap News. And leave us a comment in the comment section below if you love us, if you hate us, if you want us to talk about anything in future episodes, if you want to talk about Big Jeeves, let us know in the comment section below. We appreciate you all. Much love. That's episode 6, Road to the Title 2, Power Slap. We're here every Wednesday following the new release of the episode.